I was driving down a country road when I got my first text ever on my phone. I immediately thought, I've got to see who it's from, so I grabbed that phone as I'm trying to drive down this gravel road, and as I was reading that text, I started to drift off and there was no shoulder, and as I went off the road, I hit the brakes and I got kind of stuck on the side of that road because I was trying to read this text on my telephone. Well, fortunately, I was able to back up and get out, but it reminded me of something that was very important. In fact, it came up in a survey that was just recently done. Not surprising, but one that says texting while driving increases the risk of accidents by over 23%. Well, I learned that firsthand. I've never done it since. But that is an amazing reminder because there are people out there that know it's a risk. We know it's a risk. In this survey, 95% of the drivers surveyed said, yeah, it's something that you should not do at all. So it's basically known. This is a bad thing. It's going to create an accident. In fact, in this particular survey, they said that the response times when you're texting are worse than if you were drunk. Can you imagine that? A texter needs 70 more feet to stop than a drunk driver. So you think this is something that we better be paying attention to? You think this is something that we know, but that we've got to do something about it? And that brings home such a vital spiritual point. It's one that's found in Hebrews. Hebrews, chapter 2. Right at the very beginning of chapter 2 in Hebrews, it makes this point. It's not about texting, but about something so much more important that we know, but sometimes we drift away from. It says here, we must give the more earnest heed to the things we've heard, lest we drift away. And that's not just drifting off the road, but that's drifting in life. When we get our priorities mixed up, we drift off the road, and who knows, if we don't stop that, we're going to end up right in the ditch, and we're going to be upside down in our life. And so we cannot allow that to happen. We've got to make sure we've got a right relationship with God. Be close to Him. Don't drift away. Don't allow that to happen. We know that we shouldn't be doing these things. And yet in this survey, 95% know it's wrong. But you know what? 21% still admit to doing it anyway. We can't be found in that group. We can't allow ourselves to drift. So let's make sure we've got our spiritual life in order so that we don't drift away. That's BT Daily. We'll see you next time.